What is up, everyone? What is up? What is up? What is up? Here we are, round whatever, three, four, five today on the lives. Everybody come on in, double tap them screens. Come on in, double tap them screens, guys. Let's go. Let's get it. JD Vance fills in for Charlie Kirk today on Turning Point. Come on in, guys. Let's discuss. Let's have our conversation. Also, new setup for you guys. Fixing to be a new way of showing off firearms and more firearms at one time. So if you like Pro 2A content, if you like the place to come chill and just have random conversations, double tap them screens as you come in, jump over to the content section, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Let's go. What is up, Gunner? Man, I see you, I see you, I see you, bro. Good to have you in, my brother. How is things going? I appreciate your comments, and I appreciate you always coming in showing support during the lives. Man, it means the world to me. We'll get some more people in here in a few minutes, and we'll get it fired off. Gunner, man, I got a new setup I'm working on for the display. Um, I've got the Declaration of Independence that's going to go up on the wall, the unanimous declaration. And then I'm going to have my rifles on one side. Joe Kennedy, what is up, guys? I'm going to go ahead and show y'all a sneak preview. Excuse the mess because I'm in the process of remodeling. But my handguns are going to be here like they always are. As of tomorrow, I'm putting the unanimous declaration up on the wall. That way I'll be able to pan over and show you guys the rifles displayed at the same time. I'm going to be breaking out some of my antique rifles and some of my other pistols, and we're going to be just having a little bit different view. But right now we still got some stuff up in the way, so just bear with me. But once again, the unanimous declaration, and I was wrong this morning. That one there was presented in 1941 to Durst Baking Company for the money donated and the war bonds that they bought for the war effort. So once again, we're going to be showing off rifles and shotguns over here, maybe a couple of ARs that I pull out, and then we're going to be doing the handguns right here as I pull them out. Now tonight, what I have featured naturally is the Diamondback 380, the Taurus TCP, Gerson only by name, 1911 full-size government all Wilson combat build. Smith & Wesson Shield Plus 9mm, Kershaw, just a little quick flip folder. And then the Citadel Boss 12 gauge, naturally. Little bit better view of the woodwork that was done on this Henry. What happened to J-Dog? I didn't see him on. What's J-Dog up to, radio? Because I was looking for him and didn't see him on. That's why I went live. Yeah, he must have got me then. He must have got me right when I was typing in the title then, because there was nobody on, and that's just my luck, bro. There'll be nobody on. I'll go live and then there'll be 4 or 5 people live. And the sad part, most of them know what time I go live, but it's all good. I'm gonna rock out my show, get my hours regardless. Y'all can hop back and forth, like y'all do. I mean, all good with me. All love either way. But yeah, that's gonna be the setup, guys. I've decided that's how we're gonna do it. Wait, Kenny Down White Band. Hold on, back up. What I miss? Guns are banned in Scotland. Yeah, Kenny. Unfortunately, they're banned a lot of places, bro, and I hate that. Everybody has the fundamental right to protect themselves, man, and protect their family and their property. And I know a lot of countries don't like them, but they are important. And yes, there's a lot of crazy people and criminals that get their hands on them and do bad stuff with them. But, you know, more good people had them, it would slow some of that down. He's loud right now. I got you. Is he doing the chainsaw or just playing music? Or the harmonica? Well, I've already took the time to take all this stuff out and set it up. I'm not gonna turn it. I'm not gonna put it all up now. I'm gonna just rock out like I'm doing. We don't get many people. We don't get many people. I've already made my numbers today, so this was more just checking in with you guys, see what y'all was up to. But yeah, guys, this will be the setup over the next couple of days. I'm gonna add some lights to put some accents to it. But Taurus TCP, Diamondback, both 380s. 1911 with them St. Jude grips. Shield Plus, 9mm. Scroll on over, pan on over, a Citadel Boss 25 12 gauge. Henry 22 lever action, Savage Axis 270, and one of the pink Cricket 22s. And then I'll have a shelf made to show off the different ammo. I've got it all packed in there, and I've got it packed in ammo cans. And there's a few more in there that I haven't showed. So we will see. Yeah, I'm going to hold what I got, bro. I'm going to hold what I got. I'm going to enjoy myself regardless. And bedside tonight will be old ugly Maverick 88. She's already out in her spot for the night. And then the 357 Maggie is my waistband carry at the moment. Just kicking it. Just got through eating some pizza. Had pizza brought home tonight, so ate me some pizza, took the meds for the night, and now we're just chilling, bros. Just chilling. I seen where JD Vance set in for Charlie Kirk today on Turning Point. Oh yeah, he plays electric, he plays regular, he plays harmonica. J-Dog's got talent, man. Yep. He been threatening to pull out the electric for the past couple of days. I guess it finally got the best of him. Does he have any of his firearms displayed? Or is he just doing the guitar? No firearms. Yeah. Yeah. That's the only thing I see about that. You know, you got monetized firearms channel. Put the content up. Yeah, if you want to come to bed, come on. I'm coming to bed. Alright, but you gotta be quiet. Okay. Grandbaby done come in here. Tom, how are you, my friend? Get your blanket. Get your other blanket. Okay. I'm back, guys. Sorry I had to deal with the grandbaby for a minute. Her come in here. She ready to go to bed. I told y'all, we early beds, early risers. She coming in here with Papa tonight, so. But that's okay. Everything's gravy. Tom, how's things on your side of the world today, brother? Tom, I got a new setup, bro. I'll go ahead and show you real quick. Naturally, the handguns are going to be here. As of tomorrow, the unanimous declaration will be up here on the wall. Tonight we got the pink Cricket 22, the Savage Axis 270, the Henry lever, and the Citadel Boss 12 gauge. All that will be mounted up and looking pretty by tomorrow. I still got a little more cleaning to do, a little bit more work to do to her to get her where I want to be. But you have the Citadel Boss 12 gauge AR style, the Henry Custom Lever 22, Savage Axis Bolt Action 270, the Pink Cricket 22, and then we come over here and I'll have ammo displayed. I've got to take some out of the ammo cans I have it in and find a place to display it. There's still some stuff up in the safe I've not pulled out yet. And then the handguns will be right here. So we'll pan back and forth throughout the lives and show people the different firearms. So yeah, we're sitting there. Oh man, I love them, man. I love firearms. I love talking about the history of them. I love them. Love taking them apart, seeing, kind of like what people do with electronics. I like to see what makes them tick, how they operate. I'm no professional by no means, but I learn more every day. And that's what it's all about. But it is something I'm passionate about. It's relaxing to me. What is up, Raging Bullets and Beyond? How are you, my brother? I was just showing everybody. I'll pan back over in a minute, Raging Bullets, but I've got a new setup that I'm working on. On the table here will be the handguns, and I am working on a spot for the rifles as we speak. That way I can just pan back and forth during the lives and show the rifles and show the handguns. That way there's more. I can put more on the screen and people have more of an option to look at. But basically, Raging Bullets is going to look like this. I'm going to have the unanimous declaration that's sitting right there up on the wall, and the rifles are going to be over here. So tonight we got the Pink Cricket 22, the Savage Axis, the Henry Lever, and the Citadel Boss. And then we're going to rock out with the handguns over here as I pull them out. Have an AR pistol that when I fire it shoots by itself. Any ideas how to fix it? Ooh, I'm not sure on the AR, but if it was a 1911, I'd tell you that's hammer drop. In other words, your sear, you need to look into your sear and stuff like that. It may be the same with the AR. I've not had a problem with the ARs doing that, but not saying it can't happen. They have panels depending on size, probably less than. Yeah, that's radio. That's what I'm looking at now. And Raging Bullets, that's only a portion, bro. I've got stuff that I've not even brought out. I've not brought out any of the ARs. I've not brought out any of the double barrels and single barrels that I have, the classics. Like I've got some of it on my content. I've not brought out none of my 30-30s. Yeah, YCD Guns, what's up, bro? I've got basically over 100 rifles and handguns that I could display if I get enough room to display them. Oh yeah, I'd have to go the big wall over on the other side. I would have to go this wall, and then I would have to have a lot bigger display for handguns. Right now I don't have it. Well, the only AR style I have out right now, Nico, is the shotgun AR platform. That's the only AR style I have out at the moment. And YouTube would pull me if I add anything else to the live right now. But I have the Savage Axis 270, the Pink Cricket 22, the Custom Henry. Look at that woodwork, guys. All that woodwork was done. If you look at the grain in it, the Cerakote on it, it's beautiful. That's the one that I'm making for the tribute. That was my father-in-law's gun when he passed away. And then we have the hella muzzle brake there on that. The Citadel Boss 25 AR style. And this is what's going up on the wall. The unanimous declaration from 1942, given to the Durst Bread Company for their contribution to the War Fund. An air rifle. Had some break ones. My favorite 22 pistol um, is that that 22, that Ruger 2245. My Colt's Woodsman is my favorite. Um, it looks kind of like a German Luger well, in a lot of ways it looks like a German Luger. But I also like my Heritage Rough Rider Barkeep. But my Walther P22, as far as carrying, would be my favorite carry 22. But I appreciate your comment, guy. And if you got any questions, bro, if I can't answer it, somebody in the chat will. Yeah, the 1911 grips are nice, man. That's them St. Jude grips, the patron saint of lost causes. On a 45 ACP, that was my sense of humor. If you get on the other end of that 45, you're pretty much a lost cause. The Smith & Wesson Shield Plus 9mm, the 45 ACP, the pink Taurus TCP, the Diamondback 380. If I back up a little, well, I don't want to do that, but because I don't want YouTube to snatch me. But allegedly, there's a 357 Magnum off screen and a 12 gauge. Just crap, I couldn't pass it up on sale. M&P Easy, yes sir, Nico. That's what I'm talking about. I am an MP. I'm an MP fanboy. I just got called. My Shield X is in. I also have the Smith & Wesson Shield 45 ACP. I love my Smith & Wessons. Yep. Yep, the Diamondback's right here, bro. And I think you were the one asking about it the other night, and I didn't have it out. Now, I did some changes to that. I throated the barrel just a little bit. They had some sharp edges right where the extractor is. That was the problem with people talking about them not wanting to feed. But that's the little Diamondback pocket pistol. It's the little 380. They run good once you just make sure the sharp edges are gone off the inside from low quality control at the factory. Um, but YCD, I don't know if I showed you. Did I pan over and show you what I'm doing to the wall? That's where the rifles and the ARs and all is going to go in the next day or so. Once I get through cleaning, I still got some more stuff to rearrange. Put my mounting racks up. Up there is the Pink Cricket 22, one of them. The Savage Axis 270, the Henry 22, and of course the Citadel Boss 12 gauge with the muzzle brake. No, I do not have an MP5. No, I do not have an MP5. Not yet. That's one of the ones on the list, Tomo, and nothing's a stupid question, bro. Hang on. I don't want to miss anybody comment. Carry the Glock 43X MOS because I got 50. That's what my wife carries. She carries the 43X, Nico. Me, I just can't do the Glocks. I have a Glock 21 and the 43, but the grips are just too thick. I have a pinky that, because of a gunshot, is kind of disformed or disfigured. So the Glock grips, I just don't feel like I get them a good enough purchase on them. Yeah, one of the Magnum. That's like me by CD. I want the, even though they were shit guns, I want the Uzi and the Mac 10. Um, it's just simply because I like them, or even the Tech 9s. But yeah, that's a little bit of what I'm gonna do. That way, I can show more firearms off. It seems like people want to see more firearms, and then some of my classics that I never get to bring out because most of them are extremely long barrels, and putting them on this table would be impossible. That's like the single break 12 gauges I have. I got one with over a 30-inch barrel on it. No way it would fit other than up there mounted. So that's what my plan is. Yeah, yeah. YCD, a lot of the stuff. Well, that's like the SKS, bro. Around here, when I was younger, I sold my SKS like a dummy, and I've wanted another one ever since. Focus 904, what is up, bro? And the SKSs, if you do find one around here, you could. I mean, they're asking premium for them. Uncommon has some fun trolls in his chat room. Cool. Guys, can y'all answer that? The US equivalent to the MP40. I don't mess with them, so I can't answer that for you, but I'm sure somebody can, Tom. We've got a 22 12 gauge AR, look like, and got a 5.56. Yeah, I've got a couple of 5.56. Um, and then I've got that Honey Badger and 300 Blackout. The Paratrooper model. Yes, sir, with the folder. Yes, sir. 100% agree. And then I want to pick up another Mini 14. I have that ever since I bought that 1022. Um, it just reminds me so much of the original Mini 14 that I want the Mini 14 with the wood on it to make it look like the old A-Team gun. That's what I would do with my Mini 14. And then I've got that 1917 30-06. I've about got the wood sanded down on it and all the rough pits out of it. And I'm going to stain it and start showing it off. But if y'all want to see that one, you can go over to my shorts. All the ones that I'm fixing to start showing are in my shorts. The um, Winchester 3030 from like mid 1930s to early 1940s before they changed the bluing on it. Um, the 1917 30-06, the Ruger Super Blackhawk. Um, a lot of them guns I'm fixing to start showing are already in my shorts, so you can see them over there. What is up, FV? FV, you missed my comment on your live earlier. You was busy talking and looking down at the ammo, but I left you a nice comment. Yeah, you were loading 40 cows. I'm like, look at all this sexy on the screen. I said, FV, you're not half bad either. The pressure. FV, would you like to explain to Nico the little bit of differences between the 5.56 and the 223? Oh man, I'd love to get the grease done. That's what I'm saying. The pressure. The you could shoot a 223 out of a 5.56, but not a 5.56 out of a 223. I think the neck's a little bit different size. If I'm not mistaken, it's the neck. And I think one casing's just a little thicker than the other. Longer throat and in the front and chambers to come. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was told I could shoot 223 in the 5.56, but I've never tried it. I always just keep the right ammo in every firearm. No real difference in the brass. One of the ones I was looking at, the only reason I said that, they said that you couldn't tell from the outside, but the inside, supposedly the 556 brass was just a little bit thicker. But that was an older video I was watching. Matter of fact, it was old, what's his name? Oh hell, not Hickok 45. Multi-cal ARP that takes 223 and 556. Oh, I just got rid of one, Tom. I had it on my shorts. I traded because the 500 S&W was, I just couldn't shoot it no more with my wrist and stuff. I traded it. Of course, naturally, I got a little bit of paper with it, but I got the 357 Ruger Super Black Hawk. It also came with a 9mm cylinder, so it shoots 357 mags and 9mm. And I have it over on the shorts also. Not bad at all because it's got that long ass barrel on it. Now the 500, it hurt. But it stayed locked in a safe for years, and the guy happened to come over asking what I had to trade. I said, bro, the only thing I got I'd trade at the moment is this. And we made a deal and we done it. Yeah, I wouldn't do the snubby. Not on no 500. Hell to the no. That's like that 50 cal Barrett that I see Brookside and FV shooting. Not me. I understand it just moves you compared to kicking, but nah, I'm good. I like having my arms. Yeah, see, that's a good thing about Georgia, man. As long as you're not dealing with a felon, we're still allowed to do individual sales and trades and stuff like that. Um, as long as you don't have a FFL. If you have a FFL, then you have to start running. Chance, and how you doing, bro? I seen the notification last night. The kitty passed. 308 for real, FV. It just looks like, I mean, cause I watched Brookside. It like slid him backwards when he fired it, and I watched the books that y'all had on the table beside it, and it disturbed the air so much that it moved them books. I would have thought the 308 wasn't nothing compared to a 50 cal.
Papa, can I talk to you?
She's asleep, baby. Go in there. I'll be in there in a minute.
I need to talk to you a minute.
Get, go out. I'll be in there in a few minutes. Thank you. Shut the door. Don't hit your head. That's crazy, baby. He's maybe. That's what it was. Okay, I got you. Is that Metin or Metin? Hello to you also. Y'all guys, double tap them screens. If you have not subbed to the channel, go sub to the channel. But go check out people like FV, Don't Call Me Radio. Everybody you see commenting, man, they've got a lot of good work. I mean, a lot of good stuff on their channel. Oh, Tom, I'm going to answer right off the rip. Everybody knows me. Shoddy. Yes, sir. I'm grabbing this 18.5 inch barrel. 88 every time as far as home defense. I've even got my house set up and where everybody sleeps to where I have point and aim to where nothing's flying towards any of them. Double alt buck all day, Tom. What is up, New York Gunner? Hey, New York, I got it. I got my idea on how I'm setting it up now. Right here is going to be the handguns, naturally. The Diamondback 380, the Taurus TCP, the St. Jude grips on the 45, the Shield Plus 9mm. Then we're going to scroll over. I'm going to have this up on the wall, the unanimous declaration. It's going up here. And then you're going to have the Cricket 22. Right now, the Savage Axis 270. There goes my my Henry lever action 22. And the Citadel Boss 12 gauge. And that's how we're going to sit it right now anyway. Love your American bros, ain't that right, Tom? But yeah, as far as home defense, my shotgun's my go-to. And if YouTube wouldn't yank me, I'd show you where my bedside's sitting, but I'll let you kind of guess. I'm sitting right here. The table's right here beside me. And my Mavericks, my bedside. And tonight for the on body or under the pillow, I have the 357 Magnum. That Maverick 88's 100, yes sir. Now see, Nico, my wife, is opposite. She don't like shotguns, so she takes out. She'll either have the Honey Badger out or one of her ARs. She loves the ARs. I love the shotguns. And she sleeps on the other side of the house, which may sound weird. We've been married 29 years. It's not weird. I just don't sleep very well, and she's a school teacher, so she sleeps in another room on the other side of the house. And the way the house is set up, we have basically how would I say this nicely? Um, we have it set up to where there's a certain zone. You know what I'm trying to say, to where we can fire and it not catch anybody in the crossfire. Golden stock, yes sir. Tom, I think with certain permits and filing with the ATF, there's a lot that you can own, but not the average civilian. You have to get paperwork and stuff. All right, Sim under the pillow, Glock 36 in the dresser next. Yep, sound like me. Which that little safe, you see it sitting right there beside. You see it behind the guns. That safe stays full, and at night it's unlocked. So literally, what 2 foot, and I'm in that safe and can grab whatever I want. I always keep a lone gun out, which is a shotgun, and then I'll keep a handgun that's generally in a sticky holster, and it's generally either on my body while I sleep or just right under my pillow. And my wife, her bed, the way it sits, she has one of the quick mounts to where she could just set her handgun right there, and then all she's got to do is reach and grab it, and it's ready to go. How do you like that RXM? If you don't mind me asking, because that's one of the ones I was looking at is the RXM. Yeah, that's what I was saying. If as long as you do the paperwork, what I was saying by an ordinary person, if you don't fill out that paperwork with the government and stuff like that, you can't have it. Um, if you get that FFL and get all your stuff, you can have pretty much anything. Only problem though, when you get the FFL, the stuff I was talking about earlier, like trades and things that you get to do, it's not as easy anymore because you have to do background checks on people and everything else. You can't just go out and, in other words, you got to be accountable for everything you own because naturally they're up your ass a lot more. No, I do not agree about making guns harder to get. It's not the guns, it's the people. When you start, it's just like alcohol or anything else. Anytime you prohibit something, the criminals get it, make a profit off of it, and the legal citizens are who suffers. Our Second Amendment says shall not be infringed for a reason. I feel felons that have served their time, nonviolent felons that have served their time, and can show that they're productive members of society, I feel their rights should be restored. Um, no, I do not feel that making guns harder to get does anything but make us people go, no, no, more background checks don't work either because you got tons of people with ill intent on their mind that go through these background checks. And if they can't get them from us, if they can't get them from dealers, they're going to get them off the streets. No, I don't agree with background checks, the universal background checks and all that. I do not agree with at all. As an owner, that kind of implies, but you still have to do right, buy and sell and trade as a private citizen. Yes, yes, but the area gets gray. Yes, like my brother-in-law, he won't sell to anybody unless he does a background check. And then naturally, to get the suppressors and stuff that he makes, you have to get your FFL anyway at the moment. Now in January, I don't know how all that's going to change, but um, I know that the money part goes away, but the paperwork still has to be filed. But they're talking about if they win that court case, that might be done away with also. I know a lot of people's piling in trying to go ahead, and a lot of shops are actually taking your order and agreeing to hold your suppressor until January. But it sounds like to me it's going to make a hell of a lot of backlog. You're going to have everybody rushing in January to get it. It's going to take longer to get them, like overwhelming the system. Mm, Tom, eh, people who qualify, yes. Buying suppressor does not need a FFL. You need a Form 3 to buy to get this. Yeah, a tax stamp. That's what I'm talking about. Paying a tax stamp, not a FFL. I keep saying FFL. Form 1 to manufacture your own and stamp. wish they were like buying any other muzzle device. Well, Tom, see that's the problem. If they did it correctly and didn't try to overstep their bounds, you could put that in plain words, but you really can't. Um, because you start talking about, okay, we're going to keep that, we're going to come up with a program for the mental insane. Well, then what they want to add to that is what's called red flag laws. Red flag laws, though, are written in such a way, if you got an ex-wife that you were married to 20 years ago and she calls the government and says, hey, he's crazy, he don't need guns, they can red flag you, come get your stuff, and then you got to go through this whole court process to be able to get your firearms back. Anyone convicted of, the FE just said it, anyone convicted of domestic violence, um, and like uh, uh, I'm trying to word this right. Is why I keep saying crimes against children. Let's just say that people like that, no. Um, Non-violent felons after they've served their time and they prove that they're no longer problems. They should be able, after a while, at least be reevaluated for their opportunity to have their Second Amendment back. I think Texas does give felons back their rights after a little while. I know Georgia has a way that you can petition to get your rights back. I don't know how many other states do that, but I know Texas, after so long, you can get your rights back as long as you're not a um, domestic violence or on any kind of watch list or sexual list. But the point I was making, Tom, we already have them rules in place. We have background checks. We have laws prohibiting felons from getting firearms. We have all these things that must be done, and people still get their hands on them. So apparently, that's not a good system. But yeah, I feel that certain idiots shouldn't have firearms. But if you told the government that and agreed with it, they wouldn't write it as that. They would add all their extra shit on it and just make it harder for the legal citizen to get something to protect themselves. Yes, yes, not in all states, correct. And see, that's another thing. We're talking state law versus federal law. A lot of stuff that's okay in the states, the feds could, if they wanted to be asked, to still come get you because it's still against federal law. Same with your marijuana that's um, legalized in certain states. On the federal level, it's not legalized. So if they wanted to be asses, they could try to supersede the state and come after you. So I feel the feds and the state need to be on the same accord on whatever laws they do pass. That was kind of like everybody making a big deal over Larry Hoover, the GD gang member that Trump pardoned. Yeah, he got a federal pardon, but the state said, no, we still own your ass and you're not getting free. Yeah, it is, Tom. It's a big can of worms. But what I'm getting at though, it's still a control tactic that the politicians, they won't give you just the one thing. They're going to write a bunch of small bills and put it in fine print. And if you think you're passing one thing, you're passing six others. That's kind of like your bump stock bans and all this other stuff. They always try to slip a lot of this stuff through in other things that they pass. So that's why we say no compromise. It's just a slippery slope and it's confusing as hell. And everything the government touches, they just fuck up and make it worse. Um, But you still have a lot of your gun stores and King of Camo and DeBoss Firearms was talking about this the other day. They can use discretion and say, hey, we're not going to sell you this firearm. And they do that a lot by listening to you, listening to how you talk, how you act, and things like that. I think a lot more education on stuff like that would help also. Using a little more discretion when selling a firearm. I mean, I got people that I know that they've got permits. They're perfectly legal to have firearms, but I wouldn't sell them one. One, their tempers are too damn bad, and everything else. Hell to the no. I feel like what Tennessee is doing is going to make a little bit of difference. Also, they have brought back fire basic firearms training classes into the school system again. You know, and I think that's gonna make a difference also. Yeah, common sense. But see, that's what they try to use. That's the wording the government likes to use. The politicians like to use. We need common sense gun laws. Okay, well, what do you define as common sense gun laws? And then they come out with all this crazy stuff. The whole put a pistol on a brace and put a brace on a pistol and it allows it to take more ammo and dumbass quotes like that. That was part of their common sense gun laws. So yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy slippery slope. And then a lot of stuff, if they would have just left it alone, people like me, I didn't care for AR-15s. Not at first, but they made such a big deal, and the one dude out of Texas was old Beto. That is the Gerson only by name, pew pew. That is that Gerson that I took and completely gutted and put all Wilson combat parts in. Um, so it is only Gerson by name now. Yeah, right. But I'll give you a close up. Hold on, pew pew. And pew pew, I got the Discord finally, but now I've got to go change it because now it's telling me that I've got to verify through my email. Here's the problem: when I type in my email, it tells me it's already in use. I've never had a Discord, so I'll probably have to do like Papa Pew Pew's 2, completely reset everything, and then get my Discord going. I can't give you an honest answer on the Gerson Pew Pew because I bought this with the whole intention of ripping it apart immediately and completely doing it with Wilson Combat. So I never fired it with the Gerson parts. But I know this one here, everybody tells you, oh, a 1911 230 ball ammo. No. This one shoots the Hornady Critical Defense. It cycles every one. I have no problems. But you have the Shield Plus, my sense of humor, the St. Jude grips on a 45. That's the patron saint of lost causes. I have my pink Taurus TCP, my Diamondback 380, and I'm changing my setup. Excuse the mess because I'm in the process of changing. I've got my unanimous declaration that's fixing to go up here on the wall. And then you got the pink Cricket 22, the Savage Axis 270 tonight. This is that 22 with the Cerakote. And that's the woodwork that they done to it. And brought all the grain out. Did all the insides. Redid all that. And then the Citadel Boss 12 gauge. With the muzzle brake on the end. The Wilson trigger I had to take back out, FV. When we did the sear and the trigger job, it brought it sub 3 pounds. I did not like that on something that I would be carrying. So I put the factory trigger back in it, and I got a Wilson trigger on the way. Paul Wick, what's up? But from what I hear, the Gerson in itself is doing a great job. I just never fired it before I did the work on it. But yes, I've ordered. Matter of fact, it should be here any day. FV's Wilson trigger, and we're gonna slide her in and see how she works. I just want her to be. I'd like to see her in between 4 and 5 pounds on the 1911. 51 minutes. It looks like they got my lives basically straightened back out. For 2 days, I thought I was on a damn island. I couldn't get nobody in this bitch. Pew pew, did you get what I was telling you about the Discord? I just got it going. I was starting to find everybody. And about 15 minutes into it, it shot me a thing saying, hey, we need to verify your email. So I type in my email and it tries to tell me it's already in use. Because when I first logged on, I used my phone number because that's what it asked for. So it could send me a security code. I did all that. And then when I started talking to people, it asked for my email. I typed in the email and it says already in use. So I'm not sure what I need to do to fix that problem. I would like one of them micro 1911s, like the Baby Rock or something. Just don't do the Kimber Micro. I had nothing but bad luck with that. I don't know if it's because I just don't know. I just can't get it to cycle right. It's been the, it's been through my hands and two different gunsmiths, and it just will not run like it's supposed to. Well, that Kimber Micro, it's not very expensive. I know here they're like right at 7. Sometimes you can get them a little cheaper around Christmas time. But from what I hear, the Rock Islands are putting out some good ones. And every video I see on the, not the Gerson, what's the other Turkish one that everybody talks about? Shit. My mind went blank. Everybody's there seem to be running perfect out of the box. The T-Sauce, yeah, T-Sauce. The T-Sauces seem to be just out of the box running. Now, I will tell you, when I got this Gerson, I don't know if it was Cosmoline or what it was, but it was packed full of it. It took like 2 days to clean all that shit out of there. Yeah, Rock Island puts out some good products. I had their little 38, their little cheap 38 for about 2 weeks. I just, the grip was the only thing that drove me nuts. It wasn't comfortable in the hand, but as far as working, had no problems with it. I'm looking now for another revolver. I want a 357 Magnum, and I want it with at least a 4-inch barrel, and that's what I'm wanting to get a hold of. There you go. There you go. Like I said, I like my little Diamondback 380. It took a little bit, of extra work on it to get it to where it cycled, but I run the Winchester. Here, the Winchester Silver Tip Hollow Points. Hang on, let me zoom in so you can see. This is what I run out of that Diamondback 380, and I have no problems with it whatsoever. It'll cycle every round, every magazine with no problems. But I run them same silver tips. I've got a magazine full for the 9mm also. Um, but all my 380s, I keep one magazine, a ball ammo, so in case I'm riding somewhere and I get a chance to shoot, I can fire off the ball ammo. And if self defense, I use them silver tips. If Paul, let's see, if Wit's in here, don't say nothing about the DB9. He hates the DB9. I knew he was fixing to do it. How many days is this now? I knew that one was coming. Yeah, the 9 for some reason is nothing like the 380. Everybody who's had that 9 has a complaint about it, says it don't run correctly. But the 380 seems to run just fine. He says it ain't trash. He just can't shoot it. The sights aren't very good on it. That's one of the things. The damn sights are so damn small you could barely see them. Which a lot of your little micro guns are going to be that way, but they're not the most accurate. But at 10 feet, you don't need too many sights. Yeah, got to be in the 700s now. Brookside, what's up, brother? It's day 80. It's day 804 now. Now you know you really hate a gun when you count the days and can get up to 800 before and know exactly what day you're on. But I'm gonna scroll back over for the brothers who haven't seen, who just joining in. Papa's changing my setup so I can show more and start bringing out some of my older stuff, guys. And once again, excuse the mess because I'm tearing stuff apart. But the pistols are all going to be here, and then naturally all that ain't all the ammo because there's case after case down on the floor that I've got to get. But I'm gonna make a shelf for the ammo for people to see. Then we're gonna scroll over. The unanimous declaration is gonna go up here on the wall, and then I'm gonna have the display for the firearms for the long rifles up here. And then throughout the live, we'll just pan back and forth, and we'll show. It does look like it though. It breaks down like the mini Glock. I mean, like a Glock and everything. It breaks down the same exact way. Set up like the little Glock. Now I like the little Taurus TCP. I'm not gonna lie. I've got that in pink, and I've got two of them in black. The pink was my wife's before she got the 43X, and now she don't want nothing to do with the 380. So I use it for one of my pocket pistols. I figure if I had to use it, I don't think they would complain that it was pink. But I'll eventually change the color out. Matter of fact, I got a frame here in the drawer that I could just swap the parts out and change that to black. But I'm thinking about doing like a OD green and doing the lower in OD green. Alonzo from early. Hold on, whoa, back up. What's up, Xavier? Hold on, Alonzo from earlier got shut down. What did he do? What did Alonzo do? I was just talking to him on another live earlier. What did he do wrong? Good to see you, Xavier. Y'all double tap them screens, sub to the channel if you have not already. Also, Xavier, um, the folks you see in here, man, go check out their channel. YCD Guns, Paul Wick, FV Ordnance, Focus 904. All the ones you see, especially the ones in blue, Brookside. All these guys, man, they're a great group to follow if you like firearms, man. Frame, but I can buy a part each week and do my first 19. Well, that's what I'm doing. I have the lower now. I bought the Palmetto State dagger lower, and I'm gonna order my slide from Stifler, and I'm gonna do the 19 build. I've already got the holster for it. It's up there, but you can't see it. It's blocked by the guns. Some lights and lasers, but he was putting them dangerously close to the guns and changing. Yeah. Well, see, from what I found, you can pan back and forth and you can zoom. They just don't want to know that you're getting close to the firearms. And they damn sure don't want to see you on the screen close to them. That's why I'm careful. Everything I do, I'm off screen. I'm not near my firearms, so they can't say I'm touching them and all that kind of shit. That's why when people say they hear a sound and ask me if I'm loading something, I always tell them, no, that's my Coke can. Yeah, when you get in the hands of that camera and you're moving close, that's why I would rather do it this way. And then if somebody wants to see my face, they can either go to my shorts, see my face that way, or every now and then I'll swap the camera back to where they can see me, and also YouTube can see I'm not holding any firearms. That way they can't say I'm touching shit. Because that's what upset me about the views yesterday and them taking 500 of my public watch hours. I could understand if I had gotten a strike or a copyright violation. I've never had any of that. So for me to be affected by that shit yesterday, I'm like, this makes no sense, because I've, in all this time and all these views and all 400 something shorts, I've never had a violation. I try to follow all their rules and regulations and all that stuff. But yet there's people that get took down for a solid week to 2 weeks and come back and got 4,000 people in their live. Oh, he'll probably appeal it. He'll probably get it, but they'll still make him wait 24 hours before he can come back live again. It's like, yeah, we were wrong, but you still gotta wait. Yeah, YouTube's a bitch, man. That's why we tell folks. A lot of times people get mad when we say no, we can't do this and we can't do that, and they'll get mad at us. But really and truly, if we were to do it, YouTube would pull it instantly. I would love to be able to go on and pick up something and answer legitimate questions and show people how to do certain things, but you can't do it. Even doing content. I'd love to do a full breakdown on the 1911 and show people, what all I've done to this 1911. But certain things, if I put it in the video, they'll take it down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brookside. Certain people, just like you said, after your appeal, you won your appeal and everything else, they give you a shit algorithm. But you got some that leave and stay gone for a week to 2 weeks and come back and immediately, bam, got an algorithm. But we're going to navigate through this and we're going to build and we're going to grow. It may take a little longer and might have some frustrating days like yesterday. I wasn't capping when I went on Weeks Live earlier and I made the comment I made. I about crashed out on YouTube on purpose yesterday. I was so pissed off I started to take everything I had outside, go live, and just do a bunch of mag dumps. Be like, fine, y'all want to see people doing stupid shit? I'll just do a bunch of mag dumps on live. Hey, I did that on TikTok. They flagged me for my last time. They flagged me for having a firearm under my shirt. And when they flagged me, when they allowed me to go back I couldn't do lives. I've not been able to do lives. I'm permanently banned from lives. I did like 5 videos of me on range day, and I posted every one of them to TikTok, and now they permanently banned me. Over 25,000 followers gone. But I knew they were going to do it, but if I couldn't do lives, why even mess with it? Yeah, it would have lasted about 7 seconds. You right. But that's how pissed off I was with it yesterday. Yeah, that's what them cultured folks do. You got it, Xavier. Put out what I can, man. If they suppress me to where nobody sees it, I'm like, oh well, I gotta be up 4 a.m. stand on my own. Yeah, I mean, I don't do this for money anyway. Yeah, no sights and braces. I never did this with the assumption of making money to begin with. I did this to make friends, and I've done that. So I don't want to lose none of you guys. I mean, y'all. Once again, y'all my link to the outside world. A lot of days I sit here 24/7 and never leave the house, and I live way out in the woods. So y'all my outside contact. So don't want to lose my friends I've made. But I never had any aspiration of being famous and making money off this shit to start with. And from what I hear, they take 30% of your money anyway. Oh, I know, Xavier. I know exactly what you're saying. YouTube reminds me back in the street days uh, of the jump out boys. We'd all be out on the corner having a good time, and they'd roll up by 8 cars deep and jump out and chase the ones that ran. Yeah, that's me, Brookside. I enjoy the folks, man. I enjoy the fact that I can talk. I can sit right here in my room and travel all over the world. In just a few minutes, we can be everywhere: Germany, Russia, China, um, Australia. Philippines. We hear from all kind of people, and that's what's so fun about it. All over the country. You know, farmers, electricians. Man, we meet all kinds of folks, and that's what makes it so cool. People in the hood, people in the suburbs. I mean, you meet a little bit of everybody. Yeah, a lot of times I'll turn on. I can't when I'm driving. I can't type, but if I'm driving down the road, instead of the radio, I'll turn on somebody's live, and I'll just listen to the live as I'm going where I'm going. And then when I hit a red light or somewhere I can type in a comment, I'll type in a comment. And we learn a lot, man. Everybody in here has something to contribute. Nobody has all the knowledge, but if you put all our knowledge together, oh man, we got a hell of a team. And then we got just about any firearm you can think of, from the 50 Barretts to the AUGs to the AKs to the ARs to just about any kind of firearm you can think of. And then I enjoy watching all y'all shorts. That's like Focus. The editing that he puts into his stuff, man, is just fucking fire. And a lot of y'all's is fire. I could only wish I could get that good at editing. And Don't Call Me Radio, man. He's got his camera and his mics and all that stuff, man. He's got some serious professional setup. I like this little mirror that he got that rotates constantly, so he don't have to touch his guns. They're constantly moving. To me, that's fire. Yeah, Focus got some good shit, bro. Wick, you got some good stuff, man. You got some great content, man. All y'all do. I've not seen anybody's that I would say isn't any good. It's like somebody said earlier, they like the passion I put when talking into firearms. Man, firearms has just always been my thing. I don't know everything about them, but I love them. Yeah, radio's got some good stuff, man. And he's got that excitement in it too. And just like all of y'all do, And that's why when people come on talking about what are y'all doing selling, no, bro, we just got the love of the Second Amendment. We enjoy. It's an adult show and tell. We enjoy showing what we got, talking about what we want to get. And then, say for instance, I'm going to get something and one of y'all had it, and you tell me, no, man, don't do that. That's a crap gun. That saved me a whole lot of headache. So being able to share, the known problems we have with a firearm may keep somebody else from going through that headache, or knowing how to fix something that I might be having a problem with. That helps. Keeps you from having to go to a gunsmith. That's what's good about these lives. And then you got people like FV who has a lot of knowledge. FV jokes and plays and kids, but that man knows his firearms. You got Ammo who, once again, very knowledgeable. It's an expensive hobby. That the fuck it is. No, damn a hobby. It's an addiction. I'll be quick to tell you, it's an addiction. And then you got people like me who like to color coordinate his firearms with the outfit I'm wearing. Either match my shoes or match my hat or whatever. All my shit's got to match. Down my way, post something about a keyboard killer. I felt targeted. I'm like, I run. Cheaper than cars. Ain't that the damn truth, Brookside? I've had a lot of them too. I can't remember her full name, but it's Red. It's a female. And she's always dressed in business suits. Well, she had somebody ragging on her because she's always wearing high heels. And she was showing herself that she could run in high heels. She says, and this is how fast I run in tennis shoes. I don't run that fast. I said, I thought that's why we bought guns, so we didn't have to run no more. Shit me, I spend too much on ammo to run. Right? Yeah, modifying cars can get expensive too, bro. Start putting in engines and turbos and um, different gear ratios, and yeah, that's like that Chevy I got out there. Most four-wheel drives you have are not true four-wheel drive. You have a dominant front tire and a dominant rear tire that spins. Mine is what's called quadra track. all 4 tires have the same amount of pressure at all times, the same amount of pulling power at all times. But that shit wasn't cheap. Might take cover, but ain't running from shit. Bro, it's good to know about your cars, man. It's always good to have knowledge. Even even with your houses, man. Know a little bit of plumbing. Know a little bit of electrical. Know a little bit of mechanical. Every little bit you know saves you money in the long run. If it's something you can do yourself and you have time to do it yourself, it's far cheaper. You can go to any of these part stores and get the same commercial account that these shops have, and you can get the same discount on parts that the shops get. And if you can do the work yourself, it's far cheaper. Man, that's hog money, right? Right. I'm not gonna lie, that og's interesting me. That bullpup's interesting me. Only thing I'm remotely worried about, I'm used to forward magazines. The standard, reach up, grab your magazine, pull it out. The og and the bullpups having to eject that magazine behind you, or behind your hand is what I'm saying. Seems to me it would take a lot more training to get used to it. But I'm sure once you got used to it, you could with training you'd get good at it. But that'd be the only thing that worries me about your ogs and your bullpups and stuff like that. Guys, don't go nowhere. I'm just running to grab a Pepsi. Hold on. I'll be right back. No, you're not going out. Ooh, my wife brought a Dr. Pepper. I started to rob her Dr. Pepper. I ain't had one of them in years. I ain't had a Dr. Pepper in years. But I started looking at the RDB. We're talking about bullpups. Bullpups. Your AK girl. Which I'm fixing to get the bullpup. I'm going to get that Rock Island 12 gauge bullpup. I've watched all the videos on it. That's going to be my introduction to bullpups. Get your butt down. It's bedtime. Lay down. If you wake my grandbaby up, you're going outside. You'll live out there. And I know you like the air conditioning in the bed. No, sir. No. Don't start your shit. You done been out 50 dozen times. You know it's bedtime. Lay down. Betting ass bullpup. But yeah, guys, I'm a shotgun fiend, man. But I could do just as much with my single shot as I can that pump. I'm putting them shells in between each finger and reload just as fast as operating that pump. Same with the double barrel. But I still love my pumps. Oh, I love a good single shot. That's the one I took out. You missed it this morning. It's the one in the sock. Um, I got an Aber Johnson with a 30-inch barrel, single shot 12 gauge. If it ain't kicking, I don't want it. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, let me see if I can get you a view of it without getting my ass in trouble here. It's in the gun sock. Come up in the safe for a minute. And you can see the sock there. You can see that long ass barrel going on, and on, and on. That is a single shot Aber Johnson from the 30s. And then I've got the Stevens single barrel and double barrel um, in the safe. I got a few. I got a good bit. Like I said, if you go to my content, there's one that I have, one of my shorts that has the 30-30s, the double barrel coach gun, the 20 gauge. It has a good bit of the guns just laying on the bed. You'll know which one it is. That shows just ones out of one safe. That's what's in one of my safes, and I have 4 total. I think it's got the Ruger 5.7, the gold 38 with the pearl handle. Um, I know that one's got the high point carbine, the 9mm. That's brand new. You'll still see the orange stickers on it, where I've not even took the stickers off of it. He calls it the swole barrel. Hey, when hunting, man, like squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting, that damn double barrel I got, love it. And then I got a couple old rabbit ear double barrels. I wouldn't use them anymore because they're so old. I'd be afraid that it might mess something up if I fired them. So them are just pretty much conversation pieces. Savage Model 65 Magnum. That's your varmint gun? Holy shit. As far as varmints, I'd use that Henry 22, or I'll use that Heritage Barkeep, or its other name, the Doc Holiday Special. That little 2-inch barrel Savage with the 22 Magnum. But yeah, that's like a lot of my stuff I inherited from my wife's great grandpa, her grandpa, and her dad and her stepdad. Like her stepdad, the same one I got that flashlight there from, he had that Colt Woodsman that looks like the German Luger. Um, I need to find a magazine for it because somebody, I guess it wasn't wanting to feed all the rounds, and in their infinite wisdom decided to take a tool and cut a notch in the magazine. So now you can't load more than 6 rounds in it. It'll fire to 6 rounds, but if you go any more than that, it won't fire. Civilian tactical has me looking at getting it over and under. See, I just can't. That's the only thing I can't do, radio. I don't know why, but I just never could get down. And once again, I love my shotguns. I just could never get down with the over and unders. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't care for them. Well, yeah, I do. I've always been a side by side double barrel person. Got to have the double triggers. The came from my old lady's grandpa. Yeah. See, I love my bolt actions. I got an Aber Johnson and CycleWorks 22 bolt action that has the cocker on the back. You got to cock it every time you shoot it, and I love that 22. I got to have some woodwork done on it because it's like that 30-06. The wood's rough over the years, but there ain't no telling how much food that thing's put on a table over the years, from 1930 to 10 years ago when I got it. There's no telling how much food that joker's put on a table. And her grandpa used that joker to dispatch hogs because he was a hog farmer. And he'd take that single shot 22 out there, and that's how he'd get rid of the hogs when they got all the hogs put in the corral and the pen, and they got ready to do what they did to them. He'd use that single shot 22 and put them right on off. Well, guys, I'm gonna keep the live going a little bit longer. Y'all get tired, let me know. I'm just sitting here kicking it with y'all. Your dad still got them. He just let, and then one day they'll be yours. Who was that? Wick, was that you the other day that was going through the closet? You kept finding your pop's old guns. I know it was one of our regulars. Yeah, I have a J.C. Higgins, but mine's a shotgun. That's the old Sears and Roebuck back in the good days when you could just open the catalog and order it. You had the J.C. Higgins, Sears and Roebuck 22s. You had the shotguns. No, who was it? One of our, it might have been Focus. Um, Somebody I was talking to the other night, they kept sending me pictures. They kept going into the closet and finding more and more and more. I thought it was Focus. I knew it was you or Focus because y'all the ones I talked to the most. And I want to say he even did a short and had one of the ones he found in the short. But he kept naming off what he was finding, and I was looking them up as he was finding them. And he, I mean, he's like me, would never get rid of none of them, but he had some money there on some of them. Well, see, that's like me, radio. A lot of my dad's guns got gone. And I was in Naples, Florida when my dad passed away. I jumped on a Greyhound. I was here 8 hours later. By the time I got here, most of his stuff was gone. The guns that I do have that was his had been sold to a buddy of his, and he done it on purpose. He knew that I was on my way, and he sold them back to me for what he paid for them. But um, I lost a lot of stuff that was my dad's. I ended up with the pinky ring that I wear on my finger every day. I ended up with a Rolex watch, uh, 14 karat gold necklace with a Mercedes emblem on it, and a couple of firearms. Yeah, I was able to save a little. Um, Not a whole lot. I've got a judgment on two vehicles. My stepmom took off as soon as he passed away. Had a 1994 Mercedes SL convertible that I won in court that was mine, and had a 71 Challenger fire engine green my dad had just restored. Can't find them. Can't find no information on them. I've paid companies. We've had the court search for them. It's like this lady and everything else just disappeared off the map. It's almost like the bitch joined the witness protection. My dad had a fully stocked Mercedes Benz, um, BMW, Audi repair shop when he passed away. All the snap on tools, the Bluebird lifts, everything. The whole shop was stripped, everything was gone. Yeah, she literally disappeared, bro. She had like 5 or 6 names when my father met her. And the sad part, she was a school teacher here in the town that I live in. And I remember it because I took her there tons of times. There's like not even a history of her working there. Her kids, one of her kids worked for AT&T in Houston, Texas. His name don't exist anymore. The daughter's name don't exist anymore. It's literally like they went into some kind of Witness protection program or something. What's up, M4? Better not put it there. My hand might hit the screen. Man, get down. You're not going to lay on top of that baby. Let her lay there and sleep. You wake that baby up, I'm going to knock your head up now. Get your kennel. Go get your kennel. Look at me like I'm crazy. M4, where did you send them? Insta? Yeah. I'll go look at them. I see I've got Insta notifications. I just haven't looked at them. Um, J Dog, what's up? I heard I missed a jam session. You wasn't on when I went live. Allegedly. Are you going live again here real soon? Yeah, I figured I'd get my live in now and maybe do about a 7 o'clock live in the morning, and then I got that damn 6 hour class. So, and then I got a visitation right after that. So I didn't know if tomorrow I'd be able to do a whole lot of live. So I was trying to get these hours in. Not sure. Gotcha. Mm. J Dog, here's peep the setup, bro. All right, the handguns are gonna be here naturally. Now, excuse the mess because I'm cleaning. My unanimous declaration there is going to be up on the wall up here, right there. And then the long guns are going to be here, and then I'm just going to pan back and forth. But that's how I'm going to have to set up for the time being until I move this and actually build the gun wall right there. And then down here will be a shelf where I can put some of this freaking ammo I've got everywhere under the bed. The safe's packed. I've got ammo cans down on the floor that are packed. So I'm going to build a shelf here I can store some of the ammo. That way people can see the different caliber ammos. That way I can start showing off some of the older stuff that I've not broke out yet and some of the newer stuff that's on the way. Orange Smoke, what is up, brother? I'm here for it. I got you, bro. And I appreciate every one of y'all. I really do. I know yesterday people picked up on the energy and picked up on the vibe. I was really pissed off when they stole them 500 watch hours from me. But I'm telling y'all, I almost crashed out. I almost took everything I had outside, went live, my little homemade firing range in the backyard, and I was fixing to mag dump everything I had until they took me off. They had me so damn pissed. I was like, they want to see people doing stupid shit. Okay, here you go. What's up, Dangerous?
Oh no. Back to the working world, J-Dog. Now, but make sure you save yourself a little bit of time to sleep. Is it one of them jobs you can possibly go live while you're at work, J-Dog? Chilling with the family. Doing good, bro. Doing good. Dangerous. All mine's down for the night. The oldest, she come in here and decided she was taking over Papa's bed tonight. So I got the bulldog and the 5-year-old in my bed. The wife's got the infant in her room. And Nobby's in there doing whatever Nobby does. Dig that grip. Yes, sir, MGB. Hold on a second. I'll give you a better view of it. That is the patron saint of lost causes on a 45. So it's kind of my sense of humor. But that is the St. Jude grip. I just ordered the one in purple, which is amethyst, because amethyst is my birthstone. So I wanted the purple amethyst one just like that. So negative Ghost Rider. I got you. I got you, J Dog. It was a thought. Very nice, very nice. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, come again. Thank you for stopping at the Quickie Mart. Here's the Quickie Mart. We have very good candies. Hold on. I just converted one of my 45s to a 460 rolling, and man, it's nice thumper now. J Dog, what barrel was that you said you had? Allegedly. Oh, the 400. Okay. When he said he converted his to the 460, I couldn't remember which one it was that you had. MGB, what all did you have to do to convert your barrel? I know with my other 1911, I probably didn't have to do as much, but I took the firing pin, the extractor, the barrel. I put a 20-pound spring in it and converted the one over to a 38 Super. I got a kit. It was a bit more than I wanted to spend, but not much. A little more dropping. Oh, so it was just a drop in. Okay, okay. Because one of our friends has got um, his came with an extra barrel. Yeah, it was 1911. His come with an extra barrel, but it doesn't work, even though it came with it. So I was thinking some alterations needed to be made. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It had to be fitted. It had to make a few little alterations here and there. But I'm sure it would go, especially if it came with it. We got 18 likes, guys. Let's see if we can get to 2 more real quick. Make it 20. Make it even 20 likes tonight. We could call it a success. Then we're going to see if YouTube told me I got 200 views or 2,000 views. Bastards. Wow, I wonder if it's different manufacturers. I got 460. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's like I can't wait for my Ruger 1022 to get back from Cerakote. It was a Les Bear. But I'm sure if it, once you get to working and everything else and get going, I'm sure we can get us a blacksmith somewhere. I mean, a gunsmith somewhere or a blacksmith, either one, to get it to fit. Get that hammer drop problem fixed, and we'll be all good to go on that one. I miss seeing the two-tone gold cup. I have a blacksmith into a forged blade. Hoping by next Monday I can pick up both. That's what I'm saying, bro. I got to get to Brunswick and pick up mine. And then I got to get to Cumming, Georgia and pick up the CZ and drop the Maverick off so it can get its facelift done. And then get my Ruger 1022 back, drop it in the AR frame I've got for it. And my Mossberg 500 back home where it belongs. Tomorrow I have class, so Wednesday, I just hope I don't get pulled over on the way home. I'd have a hell of a lot of explaining to do. I'm going to transport several of the ARs back here, several of the other ones I have back here. Wife come in this morning before she left to go to school and asked me did I want to unload the truck. Had the chainsaw sitting in the front floorboard. I had tie wraps in there. I had duct tape in there. I had just took the rifles out. If she got pulled over, they'd really wonder what the hell she was up to. Don't play with GSP like that. Yeah, good thing about that, 3 of the GSP live on my road, so they all pretty much know me. So I don't worry about them as much unless I'm traveling to like North Georgia or something. Because them jokers don't play. GSP stands for God's Special Pricks. Because that's what they are. You ever try Black Fang barbecue blast? No, I haven't, Xavier. But hell, I'll try anything once, twice if I like it, the third time to make sure I liked it. But yep, guys, the medicine's starting to kick in. I feel Papa winding down. Allegedly, the little pink footballs are doing their job. Very good. He is a gun store owner, and his wife makes it. Huh. Can I find him on YouTube or Google? I'll go look it up. I will definitely go look it up. But yeah, guys, we've been going an hour and 46. It's been fun. I love all you guys. Y'all stay strapped. Keep one in the tube. Always be aware of your surrounding, guys, especially nowadays. Y'all know how it is out there. And always be blessed. And I'll see y'all tomorrow sometime. Love each and every one of y'all, man. Thank y'all.